fabulous. Okay, and you guys are fabulous. And I'm sorry to say this is my last introduction in the festival because I head back home tomorrow, but my esteemed colleague Alan Rohde will be here to take it the rest of the way. I know that for a fact because I just saw him outside, so he's actually, so that's good. Okay, this is weird, but I get at so I don't know how many people are aware of this, but I do this thing. During COVID, I started doing this thing with my director of communications for the Film Noir Foundation, a woman named Ann Hopkins. We do this thing called Ann and I do this thing called Ask Eddie, which that's how it started, was Ask Eddie. But Ann, you know, has her own mind and her own opinions. And so it quickly became Ask Eddie and Ann. And people, they send in questions to us, and we record this Zoom thing. When there were no festivals during COVID, we thought this was a way to kind of keep interacting with people. And now this has become a really popular thing. We try to do it at least twice a month. And I know a lot of people have come up to me and said, oh, we always watch Ask Eddie. It's like we put it up on Facebook and then it ends up migrating to YouTube and all this. But the question that we've been asked the most since we started doing this is there such a thing as a noir comedy? You are about to find out. Okay? I think it's funny as hell. So the thing about the movie that you are about to watch is it predated the noir era considerably. Because Preston Sturges, were it not for Billy Wilder, Preston Sturges would undoubtedly be the greatest writer, producer, director in Hollywood history. Billy Wilder has that claim to fame, I think. But Preston Sturges actually wrote the script for this movie in the 1930s, just before the end of the pre-code era. But it was too weird for Hollywood at that time. It was like, are you serious? This is a film about a guy plotting different ways to murder his supposedly unfaithful wife, okay? A conductor, an orchestra conductor. And Preston Sturges thought this movie was funny as hell. This is going to be an absolute laugh riot. Well, nobody shared his opinion. But film noir had become so prevalent in Hollywood by 1947 that all of a sudden it was recognized in 20th Century Fox. So, you know, Preston Sturges has done a satire of these movies. And that wasn't what the film started out to be back in the 1930s. But by the time he actually got to make it, it was a parody of these movies that had become so prevalent in Hollywood. It was not a success, however, because if you know your Hollywood history, Rex Harrison, who he cast in this movie, and he gives an absolutely hysterical performance. I mean, this is like Peter Sellers level comedy in this movie. He had been having an affair with the actress Carol Landis, but he was married at this time, and he refused to leave his wife, and Carol Landis committed suicide as a result of this. And this was all public knowledge right at the time that Preston Sturges was releasing this movie. So it was a complete dud at the box office. But over time, it has been rediscovered and appreciated for the absolute comedy classic that it is. The woman of his, that inspires his jealousy in this film is Linda Darnell, who was the sexiest starlet at 20th Century Fox during the 1940s, and she's terrific in this film. But this is kind of a tour de force between Preston Sturges and Rex Harrison. And if you're a classical music fan, you are going to absolutely love this movie because you get not one, not two, but three passages where the entire, his various schemes to plot his wife's murder are all played out to these various scores by these classical composers. And it's actually kind of a masterpiece. And this is so weird. Everybody quotes this now. That Quentin Tarantino called this my 9th favorite film. It's like, how does somebody do that? It's like, but anyway, thank you, Chicago, so much for turning out in fabulous I love showing this movie with a big crowd because the laughter sort of gets contagious and infectious. After a while, it just keeps building. And I hope you appreciate this movie as much as Quentin Tarantino. I will see you next year, but please come out for the rest of the festival. And thanks to everybody. Dennis, thank you. Thank you to the Music Box and all you families.
Welcome to Blackberry Dreams. Please subscribe, leave comments, and hit that bell. Enjoy the videos. In a world that's made nothing, there's a place for you and me, somewhere in between. Hi.